YouTube, you click the title, you read the page, so I'ma just get to the point. It is raining plea deals. I don't know what's going on, but it's like everybody seems to be getting a plea deal. And you know what? I like that for people, right? Isn't that a good thing? I mean, listen, I'm a civilian, so I don't get into the technicalities. Anyway, a lot of people want to know what's going on with this YNW Melly case. About the YNW Portland plea deal, you came to the right channel. I'm going to break it down for you right now. Subscribe for the vibe. Let's get to it. Here's a breakdown. On September 9th, 2025, YNW Portland entered a no contest plea, meaning he did not admit to guilt but accepted a legal responsibility for charges including accessory after the fact, witness tampering, and unlawful use of a communication device. In exchange, prosecutors dismissed 2 counts of first-degree murder, a witness tampering charge, and a gang-related charge. So it's kind of like the Gunna and Young Thug type of shit. By you saying a plea is in a sense is like you saying yeah, but no in a sense. It kind of hurts Melly. You feel me? Now he was sentenced to 10 years in prison plus 6 years of probation with credit for time already served. Here's where it gets a little tricky. As part of the deal, Portland must provide a sworn statement explaining his role in the case. He also agreed, which means he's allowed and potentially obligated to cooperate by speaking with prosecutors if called. He cannot claim the Fifth Amendment. You feel me? So what that means is, on possibility, he might have to give a statement. Now there is no guarantee he will be called as a witness, but let's be real. You know what I mean? They're probably going to try to pull a rabbit out the hat, and they're probably going to try to make him testify. Let's hope he doesn't, but it just doesn't look like a good deal as far as Melly's situation. Now for YNW Bortlen, this shit look good. You feel me? YNW Bortlen kind of got the good end of the stick, if you ask me. He avoided a life sentence, potentially the death penalty. He avoided that. You feel me? But it just sucks because YNW Melly, he kind of get the shitty end of the stick, and I'm going to explain why. Make sure you subscribe for the vibe. Here's the breakdown. The tricky part in this situation is if they ask YNW Bortlen to testify, it could be over for Melly. Only because he has to answer truthfully if this happens. You feel me? Especially if he want to keep up his end of the deal. So it's just an unfortunate situation. If you're Melly, for Bortland, it works out for him, man. Like I said, man, pick a side and stay there. And if you ask me, I'd rather stay on the civilian side. Y'all subscribe for the vibe. I'm out.
5 years, is that what you want me to do? Okay. All right, so sir, as to that count, it's going to be an adjudication of 5 years in Florida State Prison. So the 2 accessory counts as well as the tampering count, those come with 6 years of reporting probation after the Department of Corrections sentence. I'll give you credit for all the time that you've served in both cases. All of those counts will run concurrently. All those sentences will run concurrently. All counts in all cases, that is at the same time with each other. I'm going to have to impose mandatory court costs. I'm going to order restitution payable to Terry Bagley and payable to Ashley Phillips and reservists to the amount. I'm going to give the state 120 days to tell me the amount of that restitution. If they fail to do so within 120 days, there will be no restitution. If they come back with an amount and the attorneys agree on the amount, I will impose that as another condition of your sentence to pay back that restitution. If they come back with an amount and the attorneys do not agree on the amount, I will conduct a restitution hearing. Sir, lastly, and I want to make it very clear on the record, and it's unrelated to this negotiated change of plea, I guess at some point after the fact, the state wants to take a proffer from you or have a discussion with you, ask you some questions about whatever that may be. What I want you to understand, sir, is I guess that's part of this negotiated resolution, but your answers to any of those questions, whatever they might be, have no bearing on me and have no bearing on this negotiated resolution. In other words, the deal you've negotiated is the deal you've negotiated, and that's the ballgame. Do you understand all that, sir? Have you had enough time to talk to your lawyers about all that? They've answered all your questions? You're sure that that's what you want to do? Because I want to emphasize, Mr. Henry, and I'm going to do this again at the end of my plea colloquy, whether you resolve the case by way of a negotiated plea or an open plea to me, or you resolve the case by way of a trial, it doesn't matter to me at all. But due to the resources that have been devoted to this case, I have 250 jurors summoned for jury duty starting tomorrow. So I want to be very thorough with you here this afternoon, because if you wake up tomorrow or the next day and you decide you've changed your mind and you want to resolve this case, both cases, by way of a jury trial, that's not going to happen. All right? If you want to have a trial, The trial starts tomorrow. If you want to accept the deal, you can accept the deal today. But there's not going to be any buyer's remorse, in other words, because I've given you plenty of time to think about this, talk to your lawyers about it, talk to your family about it. I talked to you about it last week. Kind of looks like your lawyers probably did something or other to get a better disposition for you as of this afternoon. But this is it today. So understanding all that, you've had enough time to talk to your lawyers about all that. That's what you want to do. So, sir, has anyone forced you, threatened you, or coerced you into entering these pleas? If I accept your pleas, there will not be a trial in either one of these cases. Do you understand that? If I accept these pleas, there's a whole bunch of constitutional rights you are giving up. I want to make sure you understand all of those rights. You have the right to maintain your plea of not guilty and have a trial in each case. You have the right to present defenses, to file motions and other pleadings in support of your defense. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to have the state prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to confront and cross-examine the witnesses against you. You have the right to appeal any decisions that I may have made up to this point or any rulings I might make in a future trial. But understanding by entering this negotiated resolution today, you are giving up all of those rights. The matter is going to be resolved today, right now, this afternoon. Is that what you want to do? Are you satisfied with your lawyers? Have you had enough time to speak with them? Have they answered all your questions? Are you satisfied with all the work that they have done for you? Sir, I've got two identical plea forms here entitled Plea of Guilty or No Contest to Criminal Charges in Circuit Court. Each one has your name on the top. Your initial